St. Thomas Aquinas famously said, "Beauty arrests motion." And a Catholic adventure company in Wyoming is living that truth every day. Core Expeditions was founded in 2016 to provide encounters with Christ through outdoor activities. Core offers faith formation exercises for high schoolers, families, and other adventurers. And its St. Jacques Seminarian Project is gaining national attention for supporting vocation directors in preparing seminarians. And here to talk more about the project is the Executive Director of Core Expeditions, Dr. Thomas Zimmer. Sir, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. So if you would you tell us more about the creation of Core and the meaning behind the name?
Yeah, absolutely. CORE stands for Catholic Outdoor Renewal. It's a Latin term for heart, but more than just what we think of the beating heart, but more of the holistic heart, mind, body, and soul. One thing that where we came out of was Wyoming Catholic College was started in 2007, and our students, in addition to their rigorous liberal arts, great books program, is we have an outdoor program. So all the freshmen come in and they do a 21-day backpacking trip as their first course, and then every semester, all the way through their senior year, every student does a week-long wilderness experience. And what happened is basically our alumni were graduating and going out and entering the real world, entering parishes. The word was spreading. And by 2015, the phone was calling multiple organizations saying, hey, we want to do something. And at the time, we just did it for our college students. So in 2015, we realized, wait, there's a big need in the Catholic Church. And we opened our doors to outside organizations. So that first year, 2016, we had 4 courses. This year, we'll do over 100 courses for Catholic organizations, youth groups, colleges, high schools, seminaries, as well as individuals and families. So very busy. And one of the biggest things that's different from us, there's a lot of Catholic camps and programs like that. We are truly wilderness-based. You're in the wilderness the entire time. No cell phone service, no rows for the entire week, no showers. You're really in the thick of it. Everything is on your back that you need for the entire week. It becomes a really important period where you're really self-reliant and really learning to deal with the people around you and relying on all of them.
Yeah, and talk to us more about that. Why you think nature is really so powerful in drawing us closer to God.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you think about even in Scripture, the amount of times that the Scripture is referred to the outdoors, it's a majority of the time. And when you're thinking about reading Scripture, and seminarians specifically who have no connection to nature, it's very different. But when you go out into the outdoors and you're just experiencing that, Scripture comes alive. It's the same thing for our college students. So when they're reading the great books, if they haven't been outside, if they haven't had their own epic, for example, and you're reading an epic, it just doesn't speak to you the same way. So the outdoors is also just an amazing place to just build grit and reliance on yourself as well as reliance on other people. So our seminarians, for example, they in particularly get a lot of things that they're just not going to get in seminary, just based on the fact that they're inside. And being outdoors really helps them bond as a community and really grow in relationship in a very different way. But also the great things that we're seeing is, the fact that you're in the outdoors. It's an unpredictable environment. It's challenging in a new way. It's an adventure. The men walk away with stories of their own. And the outdoors, which, 50 years ago, we didn't have to think about it. A lot of people still spent a lot of time outside. But oftentimes, even just the difference between my own son and how much time I spent outside, and I really try to encourage him to be outside, but our generational, just the kids coming out of high school now and the men entering seminary, they're just not as connected to nature as they once were.
Yeah, Thomas, we have only about 30 seconds left, but quickly, tell us what else you would like folks to know about CORE.
Yeah, so we offer a bunch of different types of courses. It's very custom to the seminary or to the youth group or to the high school. And really the idea of getting disconnected from our phones, disconnected from technology, being out in the woods, really connecting in community, and really being in a space where you can hear God's voice. Prayer stands out there in a very different way. Even having Mass out in the outdoors, most of our trips, in fact, about 99% of our trips have a priest on the trip. be able to be outside and really connect with God through nature, through the creation that he's created, the world that he's created for us is pretty phenomenal. And we get a lot of conversion stories and great things that are happening, as well as developing leadership for the young men that are going to enter the priesthood.
Well, it sounds so wonderful. And Thomas, thank you for sharing all this with us. We really appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you so much.